Okay, so my one of the cassettes just finished recording. I'm gonna take it out and show you guys what the next step would be. So you can see nothing's recording. They both stopped. They both clicked. So I'll eject this one. Right here, you can see I've got a little piece of paper. Let me flip the camera. A little piece of paper here on the tab, because when you get these things, they if the tabs are out, that means you can't record over it. So one way to get around that is to put a piece of paper or a piece of tape. I prefer paper because it doesn't leave residue, but other people use tape too. And just cover that tab when you're inserting it to record. That way the deck will think, okay, this one is able to be recorded, and then it will just work like normal. And so yeah, what you would do is put the tape or the paper on the tab, insert the cassette, and then arm it like that, hitting record. And then it would be ready to go. Obviously you'd need to rewind the tape so it's started, but anyway. Okay, so let me unarm it so I can take it out. Alright, so this tape just finished recording, so that means this side is good. I still have to record on this side, but for now I'm just going to mark it. And what I use sometimes it's cool to have a blank cassette. Sometimes you want to put a sticker on there with some artwork and the name of your album. So I get these sticker labels from onlinelabels.com. They have a really, you can order these pre-made cassette sticker labels, and then they have a really user-friendly online designer that you can use to drop in your artwork and your text, and then print it out. And yeah, so let me just record the process of putting the label on. Alright, so let's put the label on. I always love this part, it's fun. It does take a little bit of careful placement. But yeah, just peel it, and then I want to stick it right over the circles. Sorry I don't have a better angle. I'm still pretty new to YouTube and making videos and all that, so I'm sure things will get better. I'll get better at it over time. But there you go. So there's the side A, as you would call it. Alright, so I've flipped the cassette. I've put it in here. It's got the little paper over the tab. I did the same with the cassette up here. And so now I'm about ready to start recording. So let me just clear the timer. It's not really important, but it's good to just keep track, I guess. So I'll arm it, right? Something, I guess now that we're looking at it, there's such a thing as noise reduction, C type and B type, if you don't really want that tape hiss sound, but I personally don't mind it, and I think it sounds, I think that the amount of high end it takes off is not really worth the hiss removal, because I actually prefer having some high end in my tapes. Here's the bass tune. To be honest, I don't fully understand how this works, but I do know that it's a way to, or the bias tune, sorry, has to do with the type of cassette you're using, and I believe most of the tapes are type 1. Sometimes you'll find type 2, but type 1 is the most common one. Anyway, I just turn this, before I start recording, I fiddle with this until I hear the sound, hear which setting sounds best. So yeah, for this album I left it there, and so I'm just gonna leave it there. Anyway, so, and I guess before I start recording, I'll show you how to, you know, adjust the record volume and the panning on this thing. So like, if this is the master, I'll hit play, and then we'll see the audio will come out from here into this one, and we should see some signal coming through. Let me turn the volume up so you guys can kind of hear what's going on. Okay, so even though we're armed, the cassette is not rolling. So right now I'm just monitoring. I'm not actually recording yet. So I'm just trying to see the levels, and obviously I've already set this before, so it's perfect. But if I adjust the input record level, you'll see it goes up. Oh, and it starts to distort and get ugly. You also don't want it too quiet, because then your listener is going to have to max out their output knob just to hear it. So let me just get it right back in the middle again. And I know that this song has some drums coming in that's going to be a little bit louder than this part. So I'm going to leave a little bit of room there so that when those drums kick in, it's hitting just where I want it. Here they come. Let's see. Okay, see, they're hitting right around that 3. That's a little bit too high for me, so I'm going to drop it down a little bit. Alright, perfect. So the other knob is the balance, and that just is your left and right. If you're recording from your phone, you probably won't have to mess with that much, but since I'm recording from this other deck here, and it's, you know, old school electronics, it's not perfect, the right side is coming in a little hotter than the left, or vice versa. So what I do is adjust the balance. So if I leave the balance centered, you'll see that left input is hitting a little higher than the right one, and that's not, you know, ideal. So I just shifted it a little bit to the right to emphasize the right side a little bit more, just so they're more balanced. Obviously it's not perfect, but you do your best.